Welcome to Sophisticated Backpacks, a mod that adds in a whole backpack system to the game, giving you, well, bags, but also bags, and also bags that get upgrades and all this other fun stuff. Can you tell by the amount of bags and stuff around me? There's a lot to talk about with this mod. Let's jump right into it. This here is a backpack. It is basically like a chest to a certain degree in its initial size. You can craft one of these things with 4 leather, 4 string, and a chest, resulting in a backpack. You can also press left shift to see what's in said backpack, including its upgrades and inventory contents. In order to make use of this backpack, you can press B. This is the button it's bound to by default, but you can bind it to different buttons, and you can also go over the backpack in your inventory and right click it in order to open it. When pressing B, it will prioritize the highest bag in your inventory. So if you've got no bags in your hotbar, it will prioritize whatever is the closest to the top left row. But if you have any in your hotbar, it will start with the hotbar first before jumping into the top row of your inventory slots. This means that if you have, let's say, multiple different backpacks, let's grab a bigger one and let's get 2 different size ones so I can better demonstrate this. So right now we got the diamond backpack visible here. If we shift this around and press B again, now it's the iron backpack. We shift it again, we've got the normal backpack, and if I move the iron backpack to my hotbar, it will now open that one instead. Pretty simple system. These backpacks can also be dyed in all 16 colors, which allows you to mix and match, maybe even give different backpack colors depending on what you want to store in them. Like let's say you have essentials in one backpack, food in another, have let's say a backpack that is purely for all your mining goods and things on those lines. It's a pretty neat thing. Of course, this is a small backpack. Over time, you're going to need more inventory space. So let's move over here to the backpack upgrades. The first upgrade you can get access to is the copper backpack. You just simply surround a backpack with copper ingots and you get this little upgrade here, which upgrades it from 3 rows of storage to 5 rows of storage. Pretty neat. You can then upgrade this backpack again to an iron backpack, but there's 2 paths here. You can either take a normal backpack and surround it with iron ingots to get an iron backpack, or take a copper backpack and put 4 iron ingots around it to get the upgraded backpack. This will add a 6th row to your inventory, effectively an equivalent to a double chest. You can upgrade this backpack even further to the gold backpack, again surrounding it with gold ingots. You right click in here, we now have 9 rows of inventory slots. 9 by 9, that's a lot of storage. We can then upgrade this even further by surrounding the gold backpack with diamonds. And now it's a 9 by 12 backpack, adding 3 additional columns of inventory space. And of course, you can upgrade this even further with your netherite backpack. This time though, you need to take a smithing template and a netherite ingot to a smithing table in order to upgrade it to the netherite backpack. But with that, you now have a 10 by 12 backpack. Yes, the netherite backpack literally adds only 1 additional row or 12 additional slots on top of a diamond backpack. So it's kind of up to you on whether you do that. But you might have also noticed another thing. In between each version of a backpack, there's this little slot here. This is the upgrade slots. As you upgrade a backpack, copper backpack still has 1, iron backpack now has 2 upgrade slots, gold backpack will have 3, a diamond will have 5, and a netherite will have 7. So it's more of a reason why you would want to upgrade your diamond backpack to a netherite backpack, because whilst you only get 1 additional row of inventory spots, you also get 2 additional upgrade slots, which is supremely useful. But now you're probably wondering, what are these upgrades? Well, that's what this huge pile of bags are over here for, to look at our upgrades. Let's get into the upgrades for the sophisticated backpacks. First off, you want to make an upgrade base. You're going to need to make a lot of these because they are used in the base version of every single upgrade that you can make. In order to make one of these, you need 1 bits of leather, 4 iron ingots, and 4 string in this configuration, and you'll make a single upgrade base. Moving on into your upgrades, first let's start off with the pickup upgrades. These upgrades do a very simple thing. It allows your backpack to pick up items for you instead of going into your main inventory. It will prioritize the backpack if it can go in there first before going into your inventory. To make the base version, you need 3 redstone dust, 2 string, and a sticky piston with 1 upgrade base. Taking this here we can see that if we just open up our backpack here, throw on the upgrade, we have this new settings over here. We open it, we can see that we can either allow 9 different items, block 9 different items, or just ask it to match the contents of our backpack. So let's put 1 dried kelp in there and toss it in front of us. As we walk closer to it, it'll be picked up, but not by us, but by our backpack. If you want to make this more useful, you can upgrade this further by making the advanced pickup upgrade, which just requires 3 more redstone dust, 2 gold ingots, 1 diamond, and your pickup upgrade from before. This simply changes one thing about it. It makes it so that you have 16 slots you can filter instead of 9. But also you can filter by item, filter by the mods matching said items, or you can even go to the effort of putting in tags. So let's say we want our dried kelp in here, but we want more things like it. We can add the tag of foods, meaning that anything that fits the tag of foods we picked up by our backpack. This will only work with the blocked or allow functionality, but if we move back to item, we can still have the matched backpack, allow, and block. So let's just match the backpack again. We put in our dried kelp and toss it in front of us, walk into it, and then it will be picked up by our backpack. The next set of upgrades are filter upgrades. The basics of these is it just filters what can/cannot be put into your backpack / taken out of your backpack by hoppers. You can make this with an upgrade base, 4 string and 4 redstone dust. Functions similarly to how your pickup upgrades does before. You have 9 filter slots at level 1. You can adjust whether this filter is for both the input and output, just the input, or just the output. So let's say you want to restock your essentials backpack with more food. You can have it only allow inputs and have it match the backpack contents, allowing, we put this here, we then shift, we then sneak, right click to place down our backpack, we grab ourselves a hopper, which we then of course pop on top, we put the dry kelp in there, and it will move in there. If we switch this to allow and have no items in the allow, as you can see, it stops hoppering in our dried kelp. We put it back to block, it will start filtering it in again, match the backpack contents, we'll continue on that. The input filter will only actually affect the filtering for the input. You could potentially get a second filter if I go grab a bigger backpack. If we grab a netherite one so I can have multiple filters. Bigger backpack, we can have 1 filter upgrade and a second filter upgrade. This filter will be for our inputs and this filter will be for our outputs. We just won't allow outputs whatsoever, and it just allows more customization. Hence the reason why you also want to upgrade your backpacks to mess around with these things a little bit more. You can of course upgrade the filter with 3 redstone dust, 2 gold ingots, as well as a filter upgrade to get the advanced one. As the same with the pickup upgrade, it just gives you it gives you 16 slots to filter and allows you to filter by items, mods, and tags on top of what it was before. Our next upgrade is the magnet upgrade. This is effectively the same as the pickup upgrade I showed off before, but instead has a far larger range of said pickup. In order to make the base upgrade, you need a pickup upgrade, lapis lazuli, redstone dust, 3 iron ingots, as well as 2 ender pearls, creating the magnet upgrade. As before, it does very much the same thing as the pickup upgrade, just now it will do it at range. All the filters are the exact same as before, and it also allows you to pick up experience points with the tank upgrade, which is over there somewhere. We'll get over there. So let's match backpack contents and throw the kelp over there. And as you can see, it picked it up immediately. I didn't have a chance to even think about it. It just picks it up because that's what the magnet does. This also allows it, if I put it down and then turn off the magnet inside of the one in my inventory, we can throw it on the ground and our backpack on the ground will also immediately pick it up. I don't know what's it doing, but yeah, as we can see, we can throw it over there, it grabs again. You can then, of course, upgrade it as before with redstone dust, 2 gold ingots, and a diamond with the upgrade itself to make the advanced magnet upgrade, which again is just the same as before but with more filters. If you have the advanced pickup upgrade, you can just make this recipe here just with the advanced pickup upgrade rather than the normal pickup upgrade to create the advanced magnet upgrade. Next, we have the feeding upgrade. Feeds play with food from the backpack's inventory. This requires an upgrade base with an ender pearl, glistering melon slice, golden carrot, and a golden apple. Have our hunger decrease a little. Whoa. Okay. With the feeding upgrade, whenever you start losing hunger, it will automatically consume food from your backpack to increase it, so you can effectively ignore it entirely. There it is, it ate again, another dried kelp gone. That is really interesting. As long as you've got food in the backpack for the feeding upgrade, your backpack you'll just auto consume food. That's really neat. Of course, this is going to be upgraded with more redstone dust, with 3 redstone dust, gold ingot, diamond, as well as the upgrade in itself. It gives you more filter ability, as well as chooses feed as soon as the player is a tiny bit hungry, feed so it only wastes half the hunger points the food can give, or feed to not waste any hunger points from the food at all. You can also feed the player immediately when hurt, ignores hunger setting when player is not at max health, do not consider health. It allows you to have more customization on how often your backpack is going to feed you. You can set to how much it's going to waste of the food in order to feed you, and you can have emergency feeding, let's say when you take damage when you don't have full hunger. Pretty neat, actually. Next, we've got the compacting upgrades. Compacting upgrade compacts items into their compressed variants. The base version only allows for 2x2 recipes, so even recipes you can do in this crafting table here, and then the upgraded version gives you both 2x2 and 3x3 recipes. In order to create the base version, you need 2 redstone dust, 4 pistons, 1 upgrade base, and an iron ingot. This just does a very simple thing. You throw it in here. What's a recipe that compacts in a 2x2 format? You see, I'll show you the base version, but I legitimately don't know off the top of my head if any vanilla items will compact down to take less space when crafted in a 2x2 thing. I know a bunch of things that do it with 3x3, don't remember what does by 2x2. You can filter this to have compact only things that can be uncrafted from that compacted space. You can have it compact anything down to its smallest form, regardless of whether you can get it back out of said smallest form again. We'll show across case how it works with the 3x3. Of course, you can upgrade this to be the 3x3 version with a diamond, 2 gold ingots, 3 redstone dust, and the compacting upgrade. We now throw it in here. With this new thing, it will now compact by a 3x3 station, so it won't do much yet. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know how it triggers by default. It's never been something I have understood with this. The only way I've known to why to grab a new backpack when I've got Netherite backpack in here anyway. The only way I've known how to reliably make it compress things if I get a magnet upgrade and have the compacting upgrade in there and I throw some diamonds on the ground, it shall now auto compact them down to the diamond block variation. Editing Krzair here. There is something that I didn't notice about this upgrade in both my putting together this video as well as my various uses of this mod over the past year. And that is there's an additional option in the filters with the advanced with the compacting upgrade. By default, it will only ever work with other upgrades or any form of automation, which is why when I was playing around with it, I could only ever get it to compact things when a magnet or a pickup upgrades put items in your inventory. But if you click this, it will now function at any point. It will allow you to auto compress things the moment they get shoved in your inventory. So we take this stack of diamonds here, shift click it over, we watch as it automatically sorts down to 7 blocks of diamond and 1 extra diamond. Void upgrade. It voids items selected filter, aka it's a trash button. It's just an upgrade that allows you to have items automatically trashed. This requires 3 obsidian, 2 redstone dust, an upgrade base, and a pearl. Let's grab it and throw it in an inventory here and throw it up here. As you can see, it's set by default to allow you to void things, but you can have it avoid anything except for items that you deem blockable. It's interesting. You can also void overflow only, so it allows a single slot to be filled with the item and then voids anything that overflows. And yeah, it's a pretty neat customization thing here. I am so intrigued on what's going to happen if I just leave it there. I feel this is another upgrade that really only works well with the pickup upgrades. So let's just put a pickup upgrade here and throw some diamonds in our inventory. Okay, let's just have our magnet grab anything. Let's throw it into our inventory. Open our inventory up, and as you can see, those 2 diamonds that were picked up by our backpack are gone. They were voided by the void. Yikes. Leave one there, put that in there. It's now picked it up, and they're also gone. It's a dangerous upgrade if you accidentally mess with your settings too much. You can also upgrade it with 3 redstone dust, 2 gold ingots, and a diamond, and the upgrade itself to get the advanced version, which just allows for significantly more filters in the same vein as all the other things we've had so far with these filters. Next, we have the Restock Upgrade. It restocks backpack from sneak right-clicked inventory. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, well, it probably does to some people. The wording might be a little wacky. It requires 2 redstone dust, a chest, 2 iron ingots, an upgrade base, and a sticky piston. If we go grab the Restock Upgrade and throw it into our backpack here. Oh, okay. I figured out how this works. It is not as simple as it reads. Or maybe it is, depending on your own interpretation. The Restock Upgrades allows you to mass transfer items from a chest straight to your backpack by shift right-clicking on the chest. If I just remove all this cobblestone out of the backpack real quick, just that way, and then just put it right into this chest here. As you can see in my restock, I've got it allow and I've got set cobblestone as the filter. If I then shift right click on the chest, all the stacks that I just put in there gets shifted to my inventory. Make sense? I hope it does, because I didn't think the wording here made enough sense, because it says restocks backpack from sneak right clicked inventory. And of course, you can upgrade this to the advanced version with 2 gold ingots, 3 redstone dust, and a diamond, as well as the Restock Upgrade itself. And all this does is just add more filter options. Not much more to it. Next, we have the Deposit Upgrade. You can make this with 2 redstone dust, 2 iron ingots, a chest, an upgrade base, and a non-sticky piston. So just a regular piston to make the Deposit Upgrade. I'm going to assume that this functions exactly like the Restock Upgrade now that we know how that works. So I throw the cobblestone in here, we have it to match the inventory content. If we shift right click on this chest here, it will shift all the cobblestone from our backpack into the chest itself, allowing for quick sorting of items back into your chest outside of your backpack. And of course, you can upgrade this for more filter options with 3 redstone dust, 2 gold ingots, a diamond, and the Deposit Upgrade itself. Next, we have some really fun upgrades that are really expensive. First, we have the Inception Upgrade. It makes it possible to put backpacks into backpacks. So before, you might have, I've not shown you, but if we get an Everite backpack here and we get this backpack here, even though I'm clicking the backpack in there, you can't put the backpack inside the backpack. That's just not allowed. But with the Inception Upgrade, which requires 4 Eyes of Ender, 3 diamonds, an upgrade base, and a Nether Star, we can throw that upgrade into our Netherite backpack and allows us to store backpacks inside of our backpacks. Also, this is the first upgrade that will do this, but if you're doing something in the backpack that is only available because of the upgrade you have, you'll be unable to remove the upgrade in the backpack until you pull out that item that's causing this problem. And then you can pull the upgrade right back out. Next, we have the Everlasting Upgrade. Backpack becomes indestructible. Can't despawn or fall into the void. So you no longer have to worry about despawn timers on your backpacks whatsoever, but this is a ridiculously expensive upgrade. It requires 4 end crystals, which, if you didn't know, end crystals are pretty big recipes that requires 7 pieces of glass, a gas tier, and an eye of ender, and you need to make 4 of these, as well as 4 nether stars. It will then make that singular backpack this upgrade is in unable to despawn. This pretty much makes it the perfect thing to combine with your Inception Upgrade. You have one backpack that's got the Everlasting Upgrade and Inception Upgrade that just stores all of your other backpacks, and that's all it does. I have not played around with the Everlasting Upgrade because it's not something I've ever bothered to actually hunt down. Okay, so from what I can gather, it floats back up to outside of the void at some point. But considering how I just kind of fell into my own death by doing what I did, I don't know if it's going to actually work as intended. But I'll demonstrate how it should work. Let's just grab gold backpack. Let's just put a, where's the thing? Everlasting Upgrade into it. Bam. go down here again. We'll do this and we'll throw it in. Yeah, it just floats back up. What if I throw it into the void from in the void? Yeah, it just floats back up. So, in theory, the other backpack that we lost in here should eventually come back to the surface. Might take a bit of experimentation. This is really only something you'll probably ever encounter in the end dimension, so it's probably made a little bit more wacky by the fact that I'm testing this in the usual overworld, but you get the idea of what this upgrade does. It makes it so you can't destroy your backpack in any way. Throwing it in lava doesn't destroy it, throwing it at a cactus doesn't destroy it, creepers exploding next to it doesn't destroy it, TNT exploding next to it doesn't destroy it. It is indestructible and can never be broken. It can also survive the void, asterisk, because it doesn't seem like it's guaranteed, so I wouldn't rely on that. It does stop you from accidentally dropping it into the void, but it doesn't guarantee it will come back from the void if you, let's say, die in it. So keep that in mind. Next, we roll into the smelting upgrades. There's a few different ones here. We start off with the base smelting upgrade of, well, just the smelting upgrade. It requires 4 redstone dust, 3 iron ingots, an upgrade base, as well as a furnace. And this just allows you to, if I actually get a backpack in my inventory again, it allows you to just smelt things in your inventory. And yeah, it's really that simple. Heck, it even has some really neat animations. If I grab myself some coal, we grab some raw beef, and we throw them both in here, nothing happens. But if we pop them in here, which also means you get 2 additional inventory slots that will slowly consume, you can see the backpack is cooking. You can also make an auto smelting upgrade, which requires 3 hoppers, 2 golden ingots, 2 diamonds, and a redstone dust, as well as the smelting upgrade itself. And this just turns the smelting upgrade into an auto smelting upgrade. It will automatically smelt any item in your inventory or smelt based upon filters. We throw this in here, that we've already got the normal one. We throw this in here. As we can see, we've got an auto smelting slot. We can put items in here ourselves, but you can also stop it from, you can also filter what it can smelt and what it can't smelt. If we grab the items that I threw in here and we just pop them out here and then throw this in this backpack, give it a few moments, and as you can see, it takes the fuel and it takes the beef and starts smelting it. This top filter here filters for what you want it to cook. This bottom filter here filters for what you want it to use as fuel. And of course, once it smelts the item, it puts it right back into your backpack. And of course, there are variations of this. You've got the smoking upgrade, which is basically just a food version of the auto smelter that cooks as fast as the smoker does. In order to make the base version of the smoking upgrade, you need a smoker, 4 redstone dust, 3 iron ingots, and an upgrade base to make the base. You can upgrade to the auto smoking one with 3 hoppers, 2 diamonds, 2 gold ingots, a redstone dust, and a smoking upgrade. Or you can take your smelter that you've already made, the smelting upgrade, and surround it with 4 logs. You can either do the smelting upgrade with 4 logs to make the smoking upgrade, or an auto smelting upgrade with 4 logs to make the auto smoking upgrade. Same, of course, goes with the blasting upgrade. You can make the normal version with a blast furnace, 4 redstone dust, 3 iron ingots, and an upgrade base to make the base version, or you can upgrade it to an auto blasting version with 3 hoppers, 2 golden ingots, 2 diamonds, a redstone dust, and the blasting upgrade. Or, again, if you have the smelting upgrade, you can simply surround your smelting or auto smelting upgrade with 5 iron ingots, 3 smooth stones to create the blasting variations. They act exactly as a furnace, a smoker, and a blasting as in cook speed. And of course, as I showed before, the base version allows you just to cook things in your inventory, and the auto version allows it to automatically cook anything in your inventory as per your filters. Next, we have the crafting upgrade. It just puts in a crafting table in your upgrade tab. If we just throw this in here real quick, you can have the tab here, and here you have a crafting inventory. You can now use this to craft stuff instead of having to go to a crafting bench. In order to make that, you just need a crafting bench, 2 iron ingots, a chest, and an upgrade base. Any form of chest, by the way. And you create the crafting upgrade. Or you can also get a Stonecutter upgrade, which just does the exact same as the crafting one, gives you your Stonecutter inside of your backpack instead of having to go find one. This is upgraded via an upgrade base, 2 iron ingots, a stone cutter, and a redstone dust. Now we get into the fun ones. There's a bajillion bags here because this is a bajillion loads of fun. Here we have the stack increases. This is a starter tier. It increases the number of stacks that can fit in a slot by 1.5. This requires an upgrade base and 8 blocks of copper. This allows you to store 96 as the stack rather than 64. If we roll back here, you can then upgrade the stack upgrade starter tier to an iron version or tier 1 with 4 iron blocks, or you can take an upgrade base and use 9 iron blocks to go straight to tier 1. This allows you to double the stack count. If we put that in here and we remove our stack upgrade and then sort the inventory, it now increases our stack slots to 128 instead of 64. And of course, when you pull them out of the backpack itself, it takes 1 stack at a time because you can't do multiple stacks in your inventory. Wow. You can upgrade your tier 1 upgrade to the tier 2 upgrade by surrounding it with blocks of gold. This allows you to increase your stack count to 256 blocks. You can then upgrade that further by surrounding the tier 2 upgrade with blocks of diamond in order to create the tier 3 upgrade, which then increases your stack count further to 512. You can then upgrade even further by taking your tier 3 upgrade and surrounding it with blocks of netherite, making it so you can have 16 stacks per slot. If we swap this out for this new one here, it will then increase our stack count to 1024. And you can go one step further by taking 9 stack upgrade tier 4s. You can make an omega tier, which just effectively sets your stack limit to 2 billion, basically the integer limit. Talk about peak storage. But hey, you want to store less things in your inventory? Don't worry, we got you covered. We've got the downgrade tier. With the simple combination of sticks and flint in these various different methods, you can make different versions of it. With 3 flint and 5 sticks and an upgrade base, you make tier 1, which this will take a bit because I now have to pull all this out of my inventory in order to do the downgrade. But if we swap this to this one here and we throw the items in, now we'll only count for 8. We pull this out and we grab the second one, which requires 4 flint and 4 sticks. In this variation here, we get the downgrade of 2. We can then throw this in here, and now you can only have 4 items per slot. Pulling these all out again. Jeez, that's getting more annoying. We can downgrade this further with 5 flint, 3 sticks, and an upgrade base to make the tier 3, which just basically means 2 blocks per stack slot. Now we move on to the more fun upgrades. These aren't exactly necessary in any major way, and if I'm completely honest, these might be useful to you depending on what mod you're making use of, or they may just be not worth it considering other things, which we'll go over in a moment. First off, we have the Jukebox upgrades. Just puts a portable jukebox into your backpack. The base one requires 2 iron ingots, an upgrade base, redstone dust, and a jukebox. And then I need to go get a backpack again because I got rid of it like a moron. Ingredients. Where's jukebox stuff stored nowadays? Oh, here. Bop, bop, boop, boop. I don't know if I'm gonna actually. We can put the upgrade in here, and then we can just put the disc in here and press play. And yeah, it's really that simple. We can upgrade this further to make the advanced jukebox upgrades. This, of course, requires 3 redstone dust, 2 gold ingots, a diamond, and the jukebox upgrade itself to create the advanced one. We're going to throw this in, and rather than having one thing, we can put a bunch of discs in here. And we now have a playlist of sort. Press play, repeat all, shuffle enabled. So go to the next one. So for your jukebox heads, the people who like your music disc, you have an upgrade for you in your backpack just so you can play the disc just because it's neat. Next, we have the tool swapper upgrades. This one's interesting. It automatically swaps the item in the player's hand for one effective on the block/entity when these are left clicked. This requires 2 iron ingots, 2 redstone dust, 1 wooden sword, 1 wooden pickaxe, 1 wooden shovel, 1 wooden axe, and an upgrade base to create this upgrade. I am curious on how this works because this is one of the ones I've just never used because I've never felt the need to. So let's put shovel, pickaxe, and an axe inside of our inventory. So this is quite an interesting thing. As you can see, it's swapped over to my axe here, and if I go mine this cobblestone here, it will swap to the pickaxe, and it will swap to the shovel when I go mine the dirt. But this gets even more interesting, because if you have weapons in here with various different enchantments, so let's say you've got a sword with sharpness, a sword with smite, and a sword with bane of arthropods, not only will it switch to the sword when you go to fight a mob, if you're, let's say, fighting a zombie, it'll switch to the smite sword. If you fight a spider, it'll switch to the bane of arthropod sword. If you're fighting any other mob where they don't get these bonus effects, it'll swap to the sharpness sword. It is really interesting and can save you on hotbar slots if that is ever a thing that you care a lot about in this game. Like, let's say you've got a hyper modded mod pack that you've got, and you have a bajillion items that you would like to have in your hotbar at all times. This backpack upgrade allows you so you only need to use 1 slot for all your tools, and it will automatically swap to the tool necessary at all times. So this won't swap between Fortune and Silk Touch, it will just take whatever pickaxe is the closest to the edge of the inventory, which is unfortunate, but understandable. That would probably be slightly too complicated because there's not too many items that you want to always have Silk Touch on. And there might be times where you want to swap between the two depending on things. And then of course you've got the upgraded version, which requires 3 redstone dust, 2 gold ingots, a diamond, and the original upgrade itself. We can swap these in, and it just gives you more filters. It allows you to disable or enable the swapping to weapons, and also swaps to tools. So swaps appropriate tool into hand when it holds a weapon or another tool. Only swap for other tools. Swap tool into hand only if it holds another tool. Does not swap for the weapon, or you just have it to not swap at all. It's very interesting, the filters here, because again, it's just more filters but more options. It doesn't really do much more than that, just giving you more customizations to the upgrade itself. Tank upgrade. This requires 8 glasses around a upgrade base to create the tank upgrade. We can throw this into our inventory here, and as you can see, if I go out and come back in, we've lost a chunk of our slots in order to put a tank in here, which also is represented on the backpack itself. It's swapped out one of these side bags for a tank here. We can then, let's say, grab some water, we grab some lava, we grab some milk and snow. What can we throw in here? So of course we can throw water in here. We cannot throw lava in there when there's water in there, or milk, or powdered snow. But if we take the water out, we can throw the lava in instead. We can't throw powdered snow, but we can't throw milk. The tank will only ever put in liquid of lava or water. If you want to have 2 tanks, you'll need to add 2 upgrades there, taking 2 slots in order to allow you to store both lava and water, because they can't be stored in the same thing. You can also set it to input/output automatically. Yep, you can put the buckets in here for it to actually do it for you instead of having to click over here. But again, it's just some neat storage shenanigans. And of course, it shows 2 storage tanks if you throw a second one in there. Next, we have the battery upgrade. Replaces part of the backpack's inventory with an energy storage. This requires 4 blocks of redstone, 4 gold ingots, and an upgrade base to get this upgrade. If we throw it in here, it will remove some inventory slots, put a battery on the backpack, which looks pretty neat, and now we have power. This is something that you'll never use in vanilla from my understanding, because this doesn't exactly exist as a thing, but could be very useful if you have a mod that likes to consume power that requires that you will need portably. This is kind of a more niche upgrade that exists, but it's neat to have it exist in the first place. Next, we have the pumping upgrades. There's 3 different versions, the normal and the advanced version, then also a version that pumps experience. These are all very interesting upgrades, but the basics of it is you're going to need a pump upgrade and you're going to need a tank upgrade. Those are absolutely necessary completely. So of course, we're going to throw both of these into our backpack and have it get confused. And here we have it. We've got a pump and we've got a tank upgrade. It will automatically pump stuff from the world. Let's just go over here. This is one of those upgrades that have a weird discrepancy in how they work. Depending on the version of it, will either work just sitting in your inventory or will require you to place it down like I have here. In the version that I'm using, which is a 1.21 version on NeoForge, it's required me to place down the backpack in order for it to start picking up the liquid. I can then switch it to output and it should start outputting the liquid around me. It of course stops once it covers itself in water because now it has no place that it can go. Just for an FYI also, you see I've got this water in here, about 18,000 MBs out of 40,000. You take out the tank upgrade, the water vanishes, but don't worry, if you put the tank upgrade back in, it has the water still there, but it requires it to be the same tank upgrade. The tank upgrade seems to have its own little pseudo storage, so it remembers how much liquid is stored in there. Unlike other upgrades where it stops you from removing the item because it's got things that requires that upgrade to actually work, instead it just saves the amount of liquid in there, which is quite funky. Anyway, in order to make these upgrades, first to make the pump upgrade you need 4 bits of glass, 2 buckets, a sticky piston and a normal piston and an upgrade base. You then upgrade that to the advanced version, which is the same thing as before but with more filters. It has filters here, it allows you to disable it from interacting with the world or make it only interact with the fluid contained in your hand, which that's something for mods, not really a vanilla thing outside of, let's say, water being in our buckets. But it's a pretty neat thing here. Actually, don't call me Ashley. Put it here. Yep, it will just deposit water into our buckets from our inventory. Pretty neat. And of course, you can disable it from sucking water from the well and disable it from interacting with your container hands, which is pretty neat. You can then upgrade this one step further. With the advanced pump upgrade, 2 bottles of enchanting, 2 eyes of ender, and 4 redstone dust, you can turn it into an experience pump upgrade. Yes, I didn't show you earlier, but you can turn the tank upgrade into an experience storer. So if we get the experience upgrade here, we can now put levels into here itself. So let's go to survival real quick and let's just set my levels to 500 levels. I got 499, and as you can see, the pump is slowly sucking it out of my inventory to fill up the backpack here. Now, it's only going to store so much, but if I then set my experience to 0 levels and put myself back to nothing, if we take it all, that's 34 levels it can successfully store. It again will suck it all back up if you allow it. So instead of having your experience in your character itself, you can store it in your backpack, meaning that you don't lose it whenever you die. So you can, in theory, have a backpack that is all about storing your experience. Well, you can only have 2 tank upgrades for it to do that, so yeah. On top of that, if you, let's say, have a mending enchantment on an item, it will automatically take the experience from your inventory, from your backpack I mean, and repair your weapon. You can also just have it repair all items with mending. So let's say you're not holding the item, it will just use your experience to repair everything in your inventory that can be repaired with mending. Ultimately, it's just more ways to store things. It allows you to store your experience in useful ways. I don't know what else to tell you. Next, we have the Anvil Upgrade. This just allows you to put an anvil slot in your upgrade tab. It requires 2 iron ingots, 2 anvils, a diamond, and a chest, as well as the upgrade base. And there's also one for a smithing table, which requires 2 iron ingots, a smithing table, the upgrade base, and a chest. I don't know if these are going to be that useful in all things consistent, because it's going to be rare that you're going to want an anvil on its own. Usually you're doing enchanting stuff with an anvil, which requires various other bits and bobs you don't have upgrades to. But again, it's just nice that you have the upgrade right there. Same goes with a smithing table. It's going to be very rare that you'll need a smithing table unless you have a mod that absolutely uses it all the damn time. So it's not really something that I feel like would be worth using an upgrade slot for in any method. But hey, they're there if you want them. And the last upgrades in this mod are the infinity upgrades. First, you've got the infinity upgrade for admins. It makes all items in the backpack infinite. Only admins can set infinite items and break or pick up the backpack. So with this upgrade, you can just have an item store infinite amounts of whatever items you choose. This admin version is just one that only allows admins of a server to actually do anything with these backpacks or move these upgrades. So only admins can throw items into here, only admins can remove the upgrade, and only admins can pick up the backpack. If you're not an admin, all you can do is just take items from the backpack itself. But there's also a version that is not admin locked. There's Survival Infinity Upgrade. It makes all items in backpack infinite. All players can set infinite items and break or pick up the backpack. It's the same as the admin one, just anyone can use it. Both of these are uncraftable for obvious reasons. The only way you can get these is either via creative mode or commands. But hey, nifty little things that exist in the first place is always nifty. And that is the Sophisticated Backpacks mod. It is a sophisticated mod, to say the least. Well, honestly, it's very simple when you look at the surface. It's just when you get into the details of all of the upgrades that you can add to your backpacks is where things get complicated. But for the most part, most players are probably only ever going to utilize the stack upgrades to allow you to store more stuff in your backpacks, potentially the pickup or the magnet upgrades, as well as auto smelting, and various other bits and bobs on those lines. It's very unlikely you're ever going to make use of all of these upgrades that exist in this mod. You're most likely only going to make use of certain specific mods. Heck, I've never used these ones over here, the tool swapper upgrade, at all in any of my games of Minecraft that occurs with this mod. Though, now that I know how it works, I don't know. It seems interesting. But yeah, that's Sophisticated Backpacks. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like down below and maybe subscribe. And maybe, if your friends are having trouble with Sophisticated Backpacks, send them to this video so they can learn all about Sophisticated Backpacks. If you did enjoy, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and until next time, bye-bye!